with a Black Hawk helicopter.
And we talked about this before. This is the moment of the flight where you think you're done. You're ready to land. You assume that all is good to go.
Right now on the news at 11, we are following some major breaking news near Reagan National Airport. You have been with us for hours. We've been sharing this with you. A massive rescue operation is underway after a passenger jet crashed into the Potomac River, and you are looking live at the efforts to try to find anybody to save someone out there. That plane went down after colliding midair with the Army Black Hawk helicopter.
Yeah, you can see the collision right here. We know this is tough to watch on this video from EarthCam we got a short time ago. We're learning new details by the minute, but here's what we know as of 11 o'clock on a Wednesday night. This plane was coming from Wichita, Kansas, and operated by American Airlines. The collision happened as the plane was trying to land at Reagan National Airport. We're told 60 passengers and 4 crew were on board when that plane went down. So right now, police have not confirmed any fatalities. We should point that out, and all flights in and out of Reagan National Airport have been halted. Thank you for being here with us at 11 o'clock. I'm Lorenzo Hall.
It has been a long night, and it is destined to be a very long one. I'm Leslie Foster. We've got team coverage for you as we work to piece together what happened here. Alexis Wainwright, Matt Gregory, and Larry Miller are all on this story for us tonight. It is all hands on deck here for us here at WUSA 9. Our Larry Miller is live at Reagan National Airport, where we know there are no flights coming in or going out. And there were quite an effort to get the people who were stuck there out of there and off on their way to Dulles Airport.
Well, absolutely, Leslie and Lorenzo. I want to let you know, maybe about 5 minutes ago, I just wrapped up one of the most heartbreaking interviews of my professional career. A gentleman, along with another family member, was waiting to get information on his wife, that was on that American Airlines flight coming from Wichita, Kansas into Reagan National. He showed me the text message, that the last one that he received from his 26-year-old wife, where she said that she was preparing to land in about 20 minutes. And that was the last message that he received from her. I asked him what's going through his mind, how is he feeling? And you can see him visibly shocked. We're working on trying to get that sound turned around in studio. Once you guys get that sound prepared, let me know and I'll certainly toss to it. But it was heartbreaking to hear what this man was going through. I asked him what sort of information had he received from the airline. He said nothing. Anything from investigators? Nothing. He said it wasn't until he looked on social media that he realized something had happened, and he brought his way down here to the airport. We have that sound ready. Let's take a listen.
I'm just praying that somebody's pulling her out of the river right now as we speak. That's all I can pray for. I'm just praying to God.
When was the last time you spoke with her?
She texted me that they were landing in 20 minutes.
Can you show us a text message that you got from her?
Landing in 20 minutes. The rest of my text did not get delivered. That's when I realized something might be up.
That's when he realized something might be up, when he didn't get a response from his wife who was on that plane. I asked him about his wife. He said that she went to Wichita, Kansas for work, and that she always had a fear of flying, that she never really was comfortable. And tonight he is waiting desperately for answers. He's by his phone trying to talk with anyone that could potentially give him some information. I told him the little bit of information that we had and provided that to him. But you saw him along with another family member pacing this terminal, Terminal 2, trying to get answers about his wife that was on that American Airlines flight. Guys.
You know, that gentleman that you talked with reminds us that the plane crashed, but dreams crashed, hopes crashed, lives crashed. So much happened when that plane did not land on runway 33 like it was supposed to tonight.
It's also a reminder that this is so paralyzing. You know, usually during disasters, during events like this, these emergency responses, you know, we're told to do something, to move and do something to respond, to help or protect yourself. But you're reminded there with Hamad that, you know, there's nothing you can do. You know, those search and rescue crews are out in the water right now, hopefully there to rescue Hamad's wife along with the other passengers who were on that plane at the time. But like a lot of folks, they just have to sit and wait. Yeah.
It's so heartbreaking too, Larry, because as he shared with you, his wife had a fear of flying. And so this was probably her worst nightmare, and the worst nightmare for so many people tonight. All right, we'll get back to you as soon as we get some more information, and as soon as you get some more information that you want to share. We're going to toss it over to our colleague, Matt Gregory, now, though.
Larry, thank you. Matt Gregory has been there out near Reagan National for most of the night. And Matt, what are you hearing? What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a continued changing dynamics of the rescue efforts here and the recovery efforts. And like Lorenzo and I, if you're just joining us, he and I were talking just earlier about sort of what this looks like right now. So let's give you an idea of how this rescue effort is going on and recovery effort. So what you're looking at to the left here, where you see the flashing lights, this is Reagan's runway, right, just off to the side, jutting out into the Potomac. Now, over the last 30 minutes or so, you see this concentration over on the left of your screen of lights. That's where we saw a majority for a little bit over there. Now it's coming over here to the right a bit. This is where we're seeing more and more. We saw a bunch of emergency apparatuses, ambulances, things heading in that direction. Lorenzo's right. One of the things that you're looking at on a recovery effort is to get the crews as close to the water as you can so they can immediately administer any sort of first aid. Obviously, temperatures in the water are near freezing. They're about 42. So hypothermia, any sort of cold-related medical issues, you're going to want to get them treatment right away. So we've seen a concentration right there of emergency crews heading that way over the last 30 minutes. We don't know what that means yet. I want to stress that. We just saw a line of them come, about 15, 20 vehicles heading in that direction. Now, as we get to the right, we move a little bit further down. This is where, when we were looking at FlightAware earlier, this is where the plane crashed in the Potomac. It crashed into the Black Hawk helicopter, and as you can see over there, there's still a few crews and a few different boats, but the actual amount of rescue boats over there has drawn down significantly in the last hour or so. And off in the distance, there's the Coast Guard helicopters that are continuing to prowl the Potomac, looking for any sort of wreckage response, trying to assist in the rescue efforts. To the right, as we go further across the screen, you can see over in the distance there are a lot of floodlights, emergency crews. That is one of the staging areas. So that's about a half mile or so, maybe a mile south of the actual Reagan Airport. But that's what we're seeing right now. You can see it's a widespread response. You heard Kristi Noem, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, saying that you've got the Coast Guard involved, MPD, the FAA obviously is going to be investigating this. You have, as well as DC Fire, and I know Alexandria is pitching in, everyone bringing all the different apparatuses, the different groups, and their sort of logistics to bear to come down to this investigation, which, as you know, will be one of the worst air tragedies in the United States over the last 20 years or so. When it's all said and done, this is something we do not see happen. It's very rare to see something like this happen. But again, like we're talking about over here, you have your you have off in the distance here, that's one of the staging areas significantly south. This is a wide stretch of the Potomac, and with the cold temperatures, with the actual with the tide coming in and sort of like the current, it makes anything, that much more difficult when it comes to a rescue effort. But earlier tonight when we were here, we spoke with a young man who was at Gravelly Point, who says he was with his girlfriend when he believes he saw the crash, and you could take a listen to what he had to say.
So tonight, I was just with my girlfriend at the park, at Gravelly Point Park, right next to Reagan National Airport, and we were eating dinner. Just as normal, taking in the nice views, and we noticed the planes started having regular patterns, and they all kind of dispersed from their regular landing patterns. And then we looked up in the sky before that, and we saw these white flare.
What were you thinking when you saw these white flares?
We didn't think much of it. We thought they were like shooting stars. I don't know. I couldn't really explain it, but we didn't really think much of it until we saw the fire trucks start going out to the tarmac.
So that's what we're seeing, right? It's something where everyone's trying to come to grips with what they saw, and in the meantime, we have a massive rescue response, a mass casualty response, as it were, across the Potomac, all the way up from Reagan National down to almost the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. So we're kind of keeping an eye on this as it's developing. But like I said, it's been changing over the last hour to an hour and a half in terms of where the boats are headed to, where the ambulance and emergency vehicles are going to, and we're trying to get a better idea, hopefully soon, of what, if any, survivors they're able to find from this. And when we do, we'll bring it to you. And of course, we're going to be on the scene, continue to document this as it goes. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Many people are desperate for some hope tonight, desperate for some answers. We are hearing more about how, what happened. We just don't know the how. We're learning that Black Hawk helicopter was based out of Fort Belvoir, Virginia. And we're also hearing from the president again
That's
tonight.
right. We just got a statement a short time ago from President Trump saying, I have been fully briefed on the terrible accident which just took place at Reagan National Airport. May God bless their souls. Thank you for the incredible work being done by our first responders. I am monitoring the situation and will provide more details as they arrive. Again, that statement tonight from President Trump.
Yeah, we've been talking about just the vast, huge response to this catastrophe on the water. And our colleague Leslie Moreno is at the D.C. Police helicopter pier on South Capitol. Leslie, what are you hearing? What are you hearing about what's happening there?
Hey guys, yeah, we are about 3.5 miles north from that crash site. We are currently on South Capitol, that very busy roundabout here. I'm not sure if you can see here behind me, but this is the MPD, as you mentioned, aviation and boat support headquarters. You can see here we have crews both on the ground, and I don't know if you can hear, but in the air as well. This is where we believe this is the location where those victims will be brought in. No word yet on whether any have been brought here, but you can see crews have a large area here, a large portion blocked off. Again, it's unclear how many victims, how many people were on board that flight. We were, I can tell you, we were listening to scanners on our way here. We know there are boats, divers, major rescue efforts currently underway. We also know the U.S. Coast Guard was deployed, so multiple agencies on the ground and in the air conducting those rescue efforts. I can tell you there are several crews here on the ground blocking off the area. We also are seeing that there's a lot of people who are hearing about this on social media. They're watching this all unfold from their apartments. One couple, I just spoke to them. They said they saw it on social media. They were nearby, they lived nearby. They came out here to see what was going on, to see if there was any more information on this. So we're actually going to try and head over across the street here. There's a lot of road blockage right now, but we're going to try and head over to see if we can talk to any of the crews. We see some police officers there to see if they can give us any more information or any indication on if any of the victims will be brought here, if any have been brought here. So we're going to toss it back to you, and we're going to keep talking to crews out here and people out here as well.
And just a point of
I just started looking at this, but right away, this comes 43 days after the Pope's birthday, and according to the article written by NBC News, it says that it came 43 years after a different plane crashed into a bridge and plunged into the river in the winter. And that happened on January 13th, 1982. It was Air Florida Flight 90, supposedly struck into the 14th Street Bridge and went into the Potomac River on January 13th, 1982, on 113. And on the plane, of the people it says that the plane carried 79 passengers, and 74 of those 79 people died. And 4 people in vehicles on the bridge were also killed. Okay? So this happened 43 years ago, Air Florida Flight 90. And here we are 43 years later, 43 days after the Pope's birthday. Pope born on December 17th. His last birthday was obviously December 17th, 2024. From his last birthday to this tragedy on 129, when 129 is 201 in Bay State County. This comes 43 days after his birthday. And notice plane crash. Sean Duffy. I'll show you guys who Sean Duffy is. He is the United States Secretary of Transportation. His name is also 43. Just like Masonic, just like killing. Yeah, this is another plane crash by the numbers. Yeah, like somebody said in the chat, this is the 5th one. At least the 5th one this year. Going back to like from September to now, it's like we've heard of like 5 different plane crashes. So this is just a little surface decode. Obviously, this is not a coincidence. 43 years after the last crash near the Potomac River. And it says here that it killed 78 people. Jesuit 78 today, 78 days after the Attorney General's birthday, Arturo Sosa. Yeah, because they said 74 people died, and then there was 4 people that died on the bridge. There was 4 people in a vehicle near the bridge. So yeah, they killed 78 people 43 years ago. Here we are in another 43-78 ritual. 43 days after the Pope birthday and 78 days after the Attorney General's birthday. The people who are terrorizing this nation day after day after day, and nobody seems to care. And keep in mind that 43 is the 14th prime, and Air Florida Flight 90 crashed around 14th Street, according to the article. Yeah, let me just look up. We're gonna keep listening to what they say, see if we get some clues. Cause I wasn't alive for this plane crash, the Air Florida Flight 90. So I don't know anything about it. I gotta do some research on it. But let's just listen to what these people have to say, and then I'll continue doing some research.
Plane, you have 4 crew members as well, 2 pilots and 2 flight attendants, and as Simone just mentioned, 3 folks on board that Black Hawk helicopter.
So this has been going on since about 8:53 when the first calls came in about the explosion that you saw us just talking about. And we're careful as we show that video because we know about the fragility of life, and we realize that we have not seen any reports yet of any survivors. And that is not to say that there have not been any survivors, but we just don't have any reports of that. And so as we show you this video that we've been showing you for some time now, we're reminded that lives were altered catastrophically in those moments that you just saw there. And so we're going to be careful when we show this video.
Now, in contrast, we can show you this. Hopefully this provides some comfort. The number of folks who are out there right now trying to rescue those after this plane went down. Again, mid-air, you have a passenger jet along with that military helicopter going down shortly before 9 o'clock tonight.
And you know, Zoe, we're learning that white bus you see right there is a mass casualty ambulance. And so in the event, and we sure hope that there will be survivors, they will likely be transported in that particular vehicle there.
Yeah, we just
to the
heard
hospitals.
from Hamad Raza, Larry Miller spoke with earlier at Reagan National, was waiting for his wife. He mentioned that last text message 20 minutes before she was set to land, saying, we're about to land. Again, this plane was set to land, and that's the point of the flight where you think you're okay.
Exhale.
Yeah,
you
we are
exhale.
almost there. What could have gone wrong? You know, we have passed that moment, past that point. You know, your bags are stowed, trays are up, seats upright, you're ready to land, and then something like this happens. Again, what happened is unclear. We just know that these two collided, that plane and the helicopter. But, you know, if you've been in this area for a while, you know, we talk so often about the dangers here at Reagan National Airport. We've had these close calls way too many times. We have been warned by political leaders saying, you know, this airport cannot support more flights because what we see right here is bound to happen. And this is such a delicate dance there near Reagan National Airport. It's not a normal airport. You have Joint Base Anacostia Bowling right on the other side of the Potomac River. So not only are you dealing with that airport traffic going in and out at all hours of the day, you have that military base as well, these flights going in and out.
It's also not in a rural area where there's a whole lot of room for error. You got to get to that runway and get to it quickly. We've been talking about the catastrophe in the sky tonight that unfolded over the waters of the Potomac River, where you see right now a frenetic search right now for any survivor that may have been on that 60-passenger plane or any of the 3 that were on that Black Hawk helicopter.
I mean, come on, 60 passengers, you guys, 60? This stuff is so sick, man. Who just finished winning the 60th presidential selection? Donald Trump. Donald Trump equates to 60. Here we have a passenger flight that killed 60. Well, they're saying that it was carrying, and it was coming from Kansas. Oh my gosh. Is this some more Super Bowl bullshit, man? Waukeeta, Kansas. Yeah, but it was carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members. Of course, the word kill equals 64. I don't know if all 64 people have died. They haven't confirmed that yet. But 60 passengers? Oh, Lord. Donald Trump. It's coming from Waukeeta, Kansas. 2/13/87. Huh, Kansas is 43. Oh, Lord. Another 43. Yo, man.
Topper Shutting, he's talking about the water temperature. And Matt Gregory also mentioned how cold it is out there right now. You're talking about water that's 42 degrees.
And it's been more than 2 hours.
Exactly.
More than 2.5 hours.
So
at this
hypothermia
point.
is setting in. I believe he mentioned 30 minutes to an hour and a half. So we are well beyond that point.
Reality is sinking in as we get into the hours upon hours point of this tragedy. And we just have to share that we know that some of you may be joining us with a heavy heart tonight because you may have loved ones on board Flight 5342, and you too are looking for information. And so what we have learned is that you can call American Airlines toll free. Here is the number. It is 1-800-679-8215. One more time. If you happen to be someone who is worried or you have a loved one on this flight, the number to call to reach American Airlines toll free is 800-679-8215.
And again, this was American Airlines Flight 5342. And we heard moments ago as well that a lot of these folks who were on the flight were our neighbors.
Our neighbors.
You know, so sure, family members are going to be impacted by this as well, but we don't know who may have been on that flight.
Entire communities are impacted by what we see here. Some of our neighbors are going to wake up tomorrow with some pretty awful news about the people they love. Some of their colleagues that they worked with
Yo, these people are fucking
may
evil,
not.
man. I can't listen to this shit. These people are fucking evil motherfuckers, man. And the way they break it down, they're like, oh, they're gonna wake up devastated. Man, these people need to burn in hell, man. Oh my gosh. Again, if you're just coming on the live stream, this happened today at the Ronald Reagan Airport near Washington, D.C. And they're saying that 60 passengers and 4 crew members, which is a total of 64 people. And it comes 43 days after the Post's birthday, and 43 years after Air Florida Flight 90 crashed into the Potomac River on January 13, 1982. And notice in gematria, because these people do everything by the numbers, right? Plane crash, 43. Sean Duffy, who is the Secretary of Transportation, his name is 43 as well. Like Masonic, like killing. This is supposed to be coming from Kansas. Kansas is also 43. I forgot to update my blog. Just 1 second. I just gotta refresh it, I think. Here it is. Kansas also has that gematria of 43 as well. Yeah, it's just they're saying that it came from runway 33. They always code 33 in all of these. I'm not gonna say it's a psyop, but it's definitely a ritual by the numbers. I don't know if it could be all a hoax, but I don't know. I can't confirm that, so I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, but this is not a coincidence, man. 43 years later, when plane crash equals 43, and it happens to be 43 days after the Pope's birthday. Man. All right, let me go to the chat, man. I can't listen to these people no more. These people are so demonic. Yeah, Kansas. Oh yeah, okay. So Joseph says Kansas equals 43 was coming from Kansas the snake. Yeah, there seems to be more Kansas City Chiefs bullshit, right? Yeah, they're sick how they do this, right? They're able to kill 60 people, and it's like it's nothing. It's a ritual, another ritual. Wow, Fresh Prince, are you serious? Too Short's brother was just shot and killed, man. Right before the Super Bowl, man. Oh my gosh, man. Another ritual for the Eagles, man. Wow, this stuff is sick, man. We definitely need to blow the whistle on these people, man. Unbelievable. Shot and killed his brother right before the Super Bowl. You know he's been everywhere right now because of the Eagles. The Eagles just they announced the blow the whistle song as their official song team song for the Super Bowl, right? And now here he is in the headlines. His brother just got shot and killed. There's ritual after ritual, man, all over the nation, man. This stuff is just sick, man. From plane crashes to the death of these rappers' family members. And look at this, you guys. Oh my gosh. The victim was identified by police as 61-year-old Wayne Shaw. Philadelphia equals 61. You see that this is why they make the Super Bowl so difficult. I know a lot of you like, oh my gosh, how can you not go against? How you gonna go against the Chiefs? They don't make it easy, man. Notice his name is 38 and 43, just like Killing, just like Masonic. Cause death, murder, rapper, all 38s. Speaking of plane crashes, his name is 119. Too Shorts, man. Oh Lord. A 61-year-old man. What is Too Short's birthday? April 28th. I was just I just remember the last live stream out there. I was just playing this guy's record. Yeah, he synced up with the Eagles, man. That's the reason I was playing that song, and not because I like the song. It's because it's all synced up. Oh my God, on the 277th day of his age. When did his brother die? Let me see. The shooting happened at 7 a.m. after multiple suspects tried to ram a car into an industrial building on 49th Avenue. Equals 49 like NFL. Near East 12th Street, investigators said. So, oh man. Okay, so this happened. It happened January 29th, right? Notice that was the 277th day of his age. Of course, that's the 59th prime number. And kill, Negro, Rasta, Slave, Blues, all 59. And what is the next Super Bowl? It will be Super Bowl 59. And this comes 11 days before the Super Bowl. The master number, 11 days. And his brother's name is, what was it again? Wayne Shaw. His name is 38 and 43 like Killing and Masonic. And he happens to be 61, like the Philadelphia stamp. So maybe the Eagles are gonna come out too short. You know, who knows? Who knows what all these riddles are all about, man? We'll find out on February 9th. The biggest 666 ritual we've seen thus far. Too Short is 40, Super Bowl on 40th day of the year. His name is also 130 like Human Sacrifice and 86 like Blood Sacrifice. East Oakland. He was defending a pot grow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Mahomes can pick up his 49th road win. That's interesting. So Southpaw says he knows that area. Okay. Yeah, this is a crazy world we live in. Yep, man. From plane crashes by the numbers, killing people, people traveling, thinking they're gonna get home, and next thing you know, they're blowing up. They're blowing up. They don't ever get to make it home because the Jesuits have different plans for them. And then here you are, you're this guy's brother, right? And because he's synced up with the Super Bowl, you end up getting shot and killed because your brother sold his soul when he wanted to become a rapper. And the shooting happened on Wednesday. Of course it did. Because in Gematria, shooting has the same values as Wednesday. Something we've been talking about for years now. Oh, Lord. So, yeah, man, rest in peace to all these fallen people, man. All these fallen soldiers. I'm going to leave it there, man. If I find anything else, I'll update you guys on my social media. But again, 43 days after the Pope birthday and 43 days after the 1982 crash, we get another plane crash by the numbers. Sixty 60 passengers. While Donald Trump, Mr. 60, is in office after winning the 60th selection. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining us today, and good night. Peace.